So I'm kind of high energy. So we're definitely gonna cool it down for the meditation. And you know, yeah, I move around a lot, but you are safe. That just just know that about me, that I'm a little jumpy, but I know what I'm doing. As much as, a practitioner can know. I don't maybe I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know, but yeah. I know enough to do what we got to do today. Okay, so hello. How do we do this? Okay, so my name is Ofosu Jones-Quartey. All of you look wonderful, by the way. And it's great to be here with you. I've been a teacher with IMCW since 2005, maybe? Long time. I'm one of the teachers of the family mindfulness program that started with Carl Skoogland, and then with myself, and then Jen Jordan and myself, and with Fred and a whole bunch of other amazing people. Been doing that for a while. I teach at Spirit Rock sometimes, doing some of their family stuff, and I don't know what else. I am a father of four here in Rockville, which is the unceded land of the Piscataway people, and the land that holds many of the unmarked graves of my ancestors. I'm here by way of my parents, Gil and Gina, who taught me wisdom and compassion. Um, I'm Black. um, I'm also an artist, a musician, hip hop and electronic music primarily. And what I would like for us to talk about today is being kind to yourself and the power of self-compassion. And that's what I love teaching about in general. That's what I'm very passionate about. Um, and so that's what we're going to spend some time on today. And the meditation will have a little bit of that. Um, what else? I think that's it. I think that's it for now. So, is there anything else that I wanted to say before we got into the meditation? Not particularly. Oh, okay. So I've got a bunch of singing bowls down here. I just didn't, I felt like this is our first time hanging out together. So I didn't want the camera to be all the way back to show the singing bowls, because I felt like that wouldn't be that intimate. But I've got so many. So I'll be playing these a little bit, and you'll probably hear me sing a little bit or do some chanting and stuff. So this will be, you know, an interesting time that we spend together. But why? Can y'all hear me okay? I should have asked that before I started like rambling. Okay, so I'm gonna turn. Oh, okay, now let's see if y'all can hear these singing bowls okay. Hold on. Are those coming through all right? Yeah. Thank you, Ross. It took a while to arrive at this place of excellent audio. Many trials and errors, more errors, but good. Okay, so we're sounding okay. All right. Okay, my friends. So why don't we begin? So we'll do like a 20-minute sit, and or if it's not a sit, it can be a 20-minute lay down, whatever feels comfortable for you. Whatever posture feels like a posture that you can be comfortable but alert. And yeah, let me set my timer here and then we'll get started. Okay. I'm going to turn up my microphone so when I talk quieter, you'll still be able to hear me decently. So I'm going to ring one of my bowls, and the sound of the bell will be what brings us in, and the sound of the bell will bring us out as well. You can either have your eyes open and lower your gaze for this practice, or if you are like me and you like to close your eyes, you can do that too. And so with that said, let's begin. So, my friends, let's take a moment to just give ourselves permission to arrive right here, right now, in this moment. You can gently let your shoulders drop down away from your ears, allowing the arms to be heavy and the hands to be loose. Giving the abdomen permission to be soft. And if you know the feeling of carrying heavy luggage through an airport or taking heavy groceries from the car into the house, or walking for a long time in tight shoes, and you finally set that luggage down, put those groceries down, take off your shoes, that feeling of unburdening. I invite you to think about all the moments in the past that have led to this moment, and remind yourself that none of those moments are happening right now. So you can unburden yourself with thoughts of the past. And you can also unburden yourself with thoughts of what to do in the future. Allowing your mind, your body, and your heart to be unburdened and to be right here. And you might give your face permission to form a gentle smile. And you don't have to hold your smile for a long time, but you can if you like. And if you just don't feel like smiling, that's fine too. And see if that smile can be connected to anything. Perhaps a beautiful day outside, simply waking up, something that you're grateful for. Or your smile can be one of gentle defiance. Perhaps there's nothing to smile about right now, but you're going to smile anyway. And you can let the energy of this smile come down into your heart, giving your heart permission to smile. And as the blood comes in and out of your heart, it's collecting that smiling energy, nourishing every cell in your body with a smile. So all your muscles, your bones, your organs, all smiling. And bringing your attention to the feeling of support from the great earth beneath you. Knowing that you are held by the great sky above you. And here you are, right in between heaven and earth, in this moment. I invite you to take a few moments to breathe deeply. And as you breathe out, giving your whole body permission to soften and relax. No need to force anything, just giving the body permission to be soft and at ease. And as you do this, you can reflect on all the different ways your body shows up for you. Many of us don't have perfect relationships with our bodies, and that's okay. But take a moment to think of all the work that happens in the brain, in the face, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the ears. How much work happens in the neck and the shoulders, the arms and the hands. Offering a gentle thank you to this upper part of the body. Coming down to the chest, the back, the torso. Considering how much goes on here. The heart, the lungs, stomach, intestines, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, kidneys, spine, ribs, muscles. So much. Thank you. Offering a bit of gratitude, acknowledging the hard work of this part of the body, the center of the body. Offering some gratitude. Thank you. Bringing our attention to the lower part of the body, the hips, the pelvis, the thighs, calves, feet, toes. responsible for so much. Offering a thank you and some acknowledgement to this part of the body as well. Thank you. Gently widening the scope to take in the whole body all at once. And offering some appreciation, acknowledgement, and love to this entire body. Thank you. I invite you now to bring your awareness inside and check in with yourself. How are you doing in this very moment? Inquiring within in the same way that you would ask a dear friend or loved one, how are you right now? And you truly care about the answer. Responding to this inquiry in the way that you would respond to somebody that you really trust, and you know you can tell them exactly how it is. Allowing yourself to say, right now, it's like this. Letting your heart and mind honestly express how you're doing in this very moment. Right now, my mind is like this, my body is like this, my heart is like this. And as you hear the response from your heart and mind of how you're doing, based on that response, if a dear friend or loved one shared the same thing, what would your response be? Offer those words or those feelings to yourself. Words of support, love, care, compassion. If there's some difficult feelings or difficult mental states or difficulty in the body, what words of comfort would you offer somebody that you love deeply? Offer those words to yourself. And if there's joy, if there's good feelings, if there's positive feelings in the heart, mind, or body, what words of gratitude or appreciation, celebration would you offer? And you can offer those words to yourself, those feelings to yourself. Perhaps there's not much going on. Perhaps it's just neither here nor there. And you can simply be with yourself in silent companionship, the way you would be with a dear friend. Taking some time to deliberately offer yourself some kind attention. Noticing how it is to do this. Now, my friends, I'd like for you to just see where your awareness would like to rest for the next few moments. Perhaps it's with the rising and settling of the breath. Perhaps your awareness would simply like to take in the coming and going of sounds. Or maybe your awareness feels interested in the sensations of the body. Or perhaps your awareness really wants to move freely and take in everything: sounds, thoughts, sensations, the breath. Wherever your awareness would like to rest, you can gently let it find its home for the next 4 minutes or so. Just letting your awareness rest with the breath, with sounds, sensations, or simply an open awareness. Knowing that if the mind wanders, it's not a problem at all. It's just what minds do. You can gently come back to your awareness's home whenever you notice the mind has wandered. And we'll sit together in silence, letting our awareness, our bodies, and our hearts rest. And as our meditation draws to a close, if it feels comfortable, I invite you to place a hand over your heart and a hand over your abdomen. Just noticing the rising and settling of each breath, and perhaps you might even feel your heartbeat. Knowing that this beating heart, this breathing body, are breathing and beating without you having to make that happen. It's actually a force of nature, an expression of nature. This beating heart, this breathing body, nature's way of saying that you belong here. And if it feels comfortable, you can repeat these phrases after me silently to yourself. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be kind to myself. May I be healthy. May I be at ease. And opening your heart to everybody here in this virtual space, everybody in your home, your neighborhood, everybody in the state you're in this country, in the world. Repeating after me silently to yourself. May others be well. May others be safe. May others be happy. May others be healthy. May others be kind to themselves. May others be at ease. And in a moment, I'll be ringing the bell, and that will bring our meditation to a close. On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see just who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star you feel part of, every mountain, sea, and shore you can hear from far and near, a world you've never heard before. On a clear day, on a clear, clear day, you can see forever more. Hmm. How's everybody doing? Feel free to share how that was for you in the chat. Oh, yay, I'm glad. Yay. Well, I'm happy to hear the positive responses, but if it was not a good experience for you, I apologize. But thank you, and I'm happy that it was a good experience for those of you for whom it was. Okay. So, my friends, if you've ever, oh, yay. If you've ever hung out with me before, you know that there's just one thing that I like to talk about the most, and that is don't be mean to yourself. And that is what we're going to be talking about today, because that's my thing. So, for me, oh, let me turn myself down. Yeah. So, oh, hello? Am I am I here? Oh, hey, relax. Can you hear me okay?
Good.
Or did I cut out? Yeah? I'm here. Okay. All right. Okay. Temperamental. Um okay, I'll turn myself up just a tiny bit. Okay. Yeah. So, for me as a practitioner, I just want to encourage my fellow practitioners, my fellow human beings, not to give up on themselves, on the practice, on your life. And that's pretty much what I got. I have a history of not giving up, even though my mind doesn't cooperate with me very often. My circumstances can be volatile. Um, just life. Dealing with my own mental health issues, having a history of, oh, so before we go further, there's a potential. So, big trigger warning. There's a potential that I might talk about. I might just trigger all the triggers. All the trigger warnings are just all the warnings. So, but I'll do my best to like give a heads up if I'm about to talk about something serious. Heads up, I'm about to talk about something serious. So, okay, trigger warning, mental health and um, depression stuff. Yeah. So, somebody that had, that suffers from pervasive anxiety. I have had a relationship with depression in my life at multiple instances. I'm somebody who has dealt in my younger years with suicidal ideation and yeah, I've had a lot of mental challenges, and and sometimes my practice seemed to just make it harder, but it's actually truly been a lifeline to me. But one of the things that has been probably the most revealing and the most important in me staying in the game is being deliberately kind to myself, learning how to develop a kind inner voice, learning how to speak to myself in the way that I would speak to a dear friend or loved one, realizing that the way that I speak to myself by default, I would never, ever speak to anybody else that way. And actively working to transform how I relate to myself and to bring more kindness into it. So, and watching that by doing that, um, the parts of life that I don't have much control over, even the parts of my own inner landscape, the way my mind chooses to, what my mind might think or say involuntarily, because of my thing with intrusive thoughts and all that stuff, like, um, yeah, I'm just able. I have more resilience with the ups and downs of life, and um, I don't really, I don't really think about checking out or getting off the ride anymore. It's like, okay, well, this is what it is in this moment, and this is a moment of difficulty, and I'm going to choose to be kind to myself now. This is an echo of a trauma. This is not your fault. I'm just going to be kind to myself now. I'll tell you, learning how to talk to myself in a friendly way felt really dumb at first. Like, dude, just please stop. But think about what's the alternative, the way that I'm just kicking myself all the time. That is also ridiculous. So with the two ridiculousnesses, which is the least harmful? That developing that kind voice. You might feel like Mr. Rogers, you might feel very hokey when you start doing this, but I promise you, there is no better endeavor than creating a kind inner landscape. It will absolutely affect how everything else goes. Okay, so let's 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 back up. Oh yeah, okay. So Thich Nhat Hanh has rest in paradise, pure land, rest in nirvana, Thich Nhat Hanh. Thank you so much for everything. Um, Thich Nhat Hanh has a book called Reconciliation, Healing the Child Within. And there's an excerpt from it on Lion's Roar that I love to teach from. And I will be referencing this excerpt today. And if you would indulge me, I would like to read some of this. Oh, let me look at the time because I will go on. Okay, cool. We're all right so far. Hey, everybody, stop for a moment and just say something nice to yourself. Let's try it. Let's just do it in real time. Say something nice to yourself. Give yourself some kind of something. Hey, you got up today. For some of us, that is massive. That's how you have to do it, honestly. Remember when you were a baby and people praised you for peeing, and they just praised you for everything. Anything you did, they gave you a standing ovation. You you pooped. Oh my god. You brush your teeth. Wow. Anything. That's especially if we're feeling really low. Man, you roll out of bed, you better give yourself a round of applause. Make it from the bed to the bathroom, round of applause. You get downstairs and you eat and you keep all the food in your mouth, round of applause. You hydrate, you drink water, give yourself a shout out for that. It seems so dumb, but I'm telling you, it's at that micro level that we build this. Yeah. Speaking of children, I'd like to now share from this Thich Nhat Hanh text. And some of these quotes are long, so please indulge me. In each of us, there is a young, suffering child. We have all had times of difficulty as children, and many of us have experienced trauma. To protect and defend ourselves against future suffering, we often try to forget those painful times. Every time we're in touch with the experience of suffering, we believe we can't bear it, and we stuff our feelings and memories deep down in our unconscious mind. It may be that we haven't dared to face this child for many decades. But just because we may have ignored the child doesn't mean that they aren't there. The wounded child is always there, trying to get our attention. The child says, I'm here. I'm here. You can't avoid me. You can't run away from me. We want to end our suffering by sending the child to a deep place inside and staying as far away as possible. But running away doesn't end our suffering. It only prolongs it. When we become aware that we've forgotten the wounded child in ourselves, we feel great compassion for that child, and we begin to generate the energy of mindfulness. The practices of mindful walking, mindful sitting, and mindful breathing are our foundation. With our mindful breath and our mindful steps, we can produce the energy of mindfulness and return to the awakened wisdom lying in each cell of our body. That energy will embrace us and heal the wounded child in us. I mean, Thich Nhat Hanh is generally extraordinarily profound, but this text, this excerpt, this book is just so incredible, and I felt very like validated in in this journey that I went on to be more kind to myself when I read this, that it's actually very, very important work that we're doing. Let's begin with the premise that life is a completely ridiculous proposition. What is going on? What? Tell me. Can you tell me what's going on? You cannot. I can't tell you what's going on either. Nobody can tell you what's going on. We might have figured out how to operate the functional laws of this dream, but I have no idea what is going on. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot, sometimes rain falls from the sky, sometimes water falls from the sky, sometimes it's frozen, sometimes that's just outside. There are things that crawl, there are things that fly, there's stuff that's alive inside me that I don't have a relationship with, but I do. Like what are plants? Like what is going on? It is life in and of itself is just so absolutely bizarre, and it's hard. It's bizarre and difficult. And it's not just difficult outside, it's difficult inside. Your own mind won't cooperate with you. Your body does whatever it wants to do. It's just completely unhinged, our whole experience. It's unhinged and ridiculous. In the face of an absolute, there's wind. Just the atmosphere moves. It's just bizarre. We've normalized it. Unnormalize it. Normalize being in the middle of the most bizarre thing ever, because that's what being alive is. And it's also hard. What? Oh, what is going on? Okay, so given that this is our proposition, first noble truth, it's just jacked up out here. Okay, what is the response? Be mean to yourself? Like kick yourself? Because you don't know what's going on. And you didn't ask for any of it. And it just keeps coming at you. Oh, another 24 hours of this madness every day. And it can all just, and people pop in and pop out of existence at will. I mean, I just buried my aunt yesterday. And now I'm here on a computer talking. I mean, come on. It's just absolutely bizarre. Normalize being in a bizarre proposition, being in a bizarre situation. It's just crazy. And it's unpleasant, a lot of it. And much of the unpleasantness is inside you. Jesus. So what do we do in the face of that? Be kind to yourself. Give yourself some grace. You don't know what's going on. And the moment you think you do, then it changes. It's rough. And we're all having the same ridiculous time. It's some of us are in the midst of deep tragedy. Some of us have minds that just say the worst. I mean, my mind, what did I do to deserve that? Ugh. So what's the appropriate response? We are traditionally very hard on ourselves. Some of it is evolutionary inheritance from negativity bias, the things, being hypervigilant and always looking for what needs to be improved as a way to, stay at the top of the food chain, avoid calamity from natural disasters, all those types of things. Um, yeah, but then we exacerbate it with our own grasping, our own ignorance, really. But like the good news, right, is the third noble truth is that it doesn't have to be like that. We can practice bringing kindness into the world by bringing kindness into ourselves. We can change how this whole thing goes by being deliberately kind to the person who you're with 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, constantly. This is the one relationship you cannot get out of. You can't ghost yourself. You can't leave yourself on red. You can't. You're always texting, chatting, taking pictures of. You're always with yourself, always. So this relationship is paramount. This relationship will affect every other relationship. When we practice being kind to ourselves, whether we know it or not, we are modeling that for the entire world. We're modeling it for the people who are closest to us, to our family, our friends. When we pause in those times where we know that we're being unfairly self-critical or trapped in what Tara Brach calls the trance of unworthiness, when we pause in those moments and say, this is a moment of suffering, and in this moment, I choose to be kind to myself. May I be well in this moment. May I support myself with love in this moment. May I just take a breath right now. May I remind myself that this won't last forever. When we pause and we do this, we are making a fundamental shift in how we've been going about. And then that shift just shifts everything else. It's not the real bodhisattva activity, the real work of bringing kindness into the world cannot be an external proposition. It'll just be incomplete because you are a part of it. I'd like to share another long quote from this text. You have to talk to the child within you several times a day. Only then can healing take place. Embracing the wounded child with the language of love, you can say, in the past, I left you alone. I went away from you. Now I'm very sorry. I'm going to embrace you. You can say, darling, I'm here for you. I will take good care of you. I know you suffer so much, and I have been so busy. I have neglected you, but now I've learned a way to come back to you. Embracing your child gently, you reassure them that you will never let them down or leave them unattended. This little child has been left alone for so long. That is why you need to begin this practice right away. If you don't do it now, when will you do it? Much of our suffering is our echoes from trauma that we've experienced in the past. And much of it is unresolved and keeps replaying itself in all of our scenarios. What's the response? What's the right response to that? That's true for everybody. So kindness. Sometimes I feel like I'm just that maybe this is too simple for advanced Dharma practitioners, but you know what? I don't care. That to me, this is the most important thing. Be present and be kind to yourself for the love of God. Please do not check out. be here. Human life offers so much potential. Yes, it is a crazy proposition, but we have seen human beings do extraordinary things in the midst of this jungle. So don't give up on yourself. Just, but, but how to have the energy to stay? How to have the energy to stay with a difficult moment? Kindness. In this moment, I will offer myself some kind attention. Find the place in the body where suffering, challenges, difficulty reside, and then bring your heart's attentiveness to that place and bear witness to it. Sit with it, be with it, with love. I don't think that it's possible for a person who has developed deep love and kindness for themselves to go bomb a hospital. I don't think it's possible for somebody who has taken it upon themselves to practice self-compassion to turn around and abuse another person. When we learn how to be unconditionally loving to ourselves, we are expressing something profound in our humanity. We are kind of figuring out how to do life. And we model that for everything and everybody. And then we have the energy, after we've turned the lamp within, then we have the energy to turn the lamp outwardly and look upon all of our fellow human beings and say, may you be well. May you have happiness. May you have happiness in the causes of happiness. May you be free from suffering in the causes of suffering. May you never be separated from the joy that is beyond suffering. May you abide in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. So I've tried to do that. I've tried to look at every person I see and say that little prayer for them. What a remarkable way to spend my mental energy instead of walking around like, oh gosh, what did I do wrong? And what did I say wrong? And how am I, just kicking myself for everything. I just stopped that. It took a while though, y'all. I mean, it's a practice. This is something that you got to. Thich Nhat Hanh said, don't take my word for it. There's like some commercial like, well, don't take my word for it. But anyway, yeah, don't take my word for it. Thich Nhat Hanh said, do this right now. Now. This is the thing to do right now. We do it, and then we do it not for ourselves. We do it for the whole world. So yeah, I'm typically unhinged in my talks, and that's how it goes. And but I hope I hope you're inspired to be a little nicer to yourself, because life's ridiculous and it's difficult, and we can make it way more difficult. Or we can begin to turn the wheel a little bit in a different direction. We can go against the stream of negative thoughts, the stream of unworthiness. We can hold our seat. We can know that because we're breathing, because we're here, that this is every moment is a kind of grace that allows us to arrive again and try again. So, my friends, this is my exhortation. My prayer, my wish for you is that you treat yourself with more kindness and let that kindness flow outward and affect everything and everyone else. You will, by doing this, you will have the energy. You will have the energy to bless others. Yeah. All right. Thanks for indulging me there. I wish you so much love and happiness. And just a reminder that so much of it depends on how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself. One quick reflection here is one practice that I would invite you to try is to think about what are the qualities of friendship that you know you bring to any friendship relationship. What kind of friend are you? What are some of the things you know you are just great at as a friend? Maybe you're a good listener. Maybe you offer a great sense of humor. Maybe you are a judgment-free zone for your friends. Maybe you're a source of comfort. Maybe you're the person that makes that brings all the snacks. Like whatever it is that you know your qualities of friendship are, pick one. Pick one of those qualities and apply that to yourself. Try that for this week. Try bringing one of your great friendship qualities directly into your own experience. Listen, if you're a great listener, listen to yourself. If you are someone that tells great jokes, offer yourself some levity whenever you can. Whatever it is that you know you bring to your friendship relationships, pick one of those and offer it to yourself. I got some little munchkins running around in here. Hey, buddy, that's loud, okay? You can take it to another room if you want, though. Or you can hang out here, but that's a little loud. Yeah. So take one trait that you know you got and apply it to your own experience and see how that goes. Let's pause here because we've been sitting and listening and enduring my ramblings. So I believe, is Emily, are you here?
I am.
What up, Emily?
Hey, would you like to stand up?
Yeah, let's do some movement, y'all.
Right. Take a moment and just find your feet and sway. And then open up into the space around you, the element of air. Allow your hands to relax. And then bring it out wide, expanding out. And allow your arms to rise up with the inhale. Grasp your right wrist, your left wrist in your right hand. Sorry. And then extend out to the right, opening up that left rib cage. Inhale up. Switch wrists. And extend out to the left, tilting, opening up the right ribs. And inhale up. Float your arms down, roll your shoulders together. And roll them the other way. Now turn your palms out, bring your arms up. Bend your elbows, become a scarecrow. Exhale, drop only your hands and your forearms. Inhale, rise. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, rising up. Extend your arms out, turn your left palm up. And on an inhale, switch. Your right palm goes up, your left down, and you're looking at the right. Back to the left. Back to the right. Last time to that left. Then the right. Exhale, float your arms down, move your shoulders independently. Come to center. Place your hands above your knees. Come into a flat back, bending at the hip crease. Just extending out and then drop down as low as you wish to go. Feel the pull of gravity, the draw of the earth. Take a deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. And then place your hands above your knees again and roll up the spine, stacking the vertebrae, drawing your torso up, bring your shoulders around your ears, and exhale, lower them down. Bring your hands behind your waist, clasping them. Exhale, extend them away from your body, back to your waist. extending out back to the waist. Drop your arms by your side and raise your arms up one last time. Come into prayer position. Draw your hands down to your heart, the seat of compassion, and where you can send out love. And take a bow. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Emily. Thank you so much. So I'm going to see if I can multitask here and just share a couple of quotes with all of you. And then we'll move into some questions or any sharing anybody might like to do. So let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can play some of my bowls while offering some quotes. Here we go. Am I on? Oh yeah, I am. Okay, cool. Self-compassion is simply giving the same kindness to ourselves that we would give to others. You've been criticized. Oh, that's Christopher Germer. You've been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. That's Louise Hay. One of the best guides to how to be self-loving is to give ourselves the love we are often dreaming about receiving from others. Bell Hooks. Being human is not about being any one particular way. It's about being as life creates you, with your own particular strengths and weaknesses, gifts and challenges, quirks and oddities. Kristen Neff. It is a beautiful experience being with ourselves at a level of complete acceptance. When that begins to happen, when you give up resistance and needing to be perfect, a peace will come over you as you have never known. When we nurture others from a place of fullness, we feel renewed instead of taken advantage of. Jennifer Loudon. And finally, a quote that I love so much by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out. But when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is a light from within. Thank you for listening. Thanks for your practice. Thanks for showing up. Hey, and thank you for some of these very kind messages in the chat. See, look, you're the type of person to just say some nice things to a random stranger. So think about that, right? That's the kind of person you are. So give yourself some grace, please. Somebody asked about whether I do guided meditations regularly. I am on a meditation app called Balance, and so you can meditate with me all the time on that. And I do have an event coming up, a music and meditation event happening on May 12th, and that'll be through IMCW. I'll put the link to that in the chat as well, and I'll put a link to just all the different stuff that I'm up to, and in my link tree, and then y'all can. I mean, I guess I can put them in the chat right now. Hold up. Here's the event that I'm doing. It's gonna be very. It's gonna be a really nice. I don't have words. It's gonna be dope. All right, here's this one thing, and then here's my other thing. Hey, Mike. Okay, so what I'd like to do is now just open it up. If there are any questions, concerns, comments or thoughts or reflections or anything like that, you can either raise your hand or to speak by voice, or you can share in the chat. And I got my chat open so I can see that here. Yeah. Oh, and thank you for that kind message. Patrick.
Thank you, Ofosu. That was just beautiful. And the thing that resonated so much for me was what you said. Let's begin with the premise that life is an absolutely ridiculous proposition. I just love that. And I'm kind of an etymology maven, and there's a Latin root of ridiculous. It's ridere, and it means to laugh. It just seems so appropriate to laugh about life, Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I appreciate that reflection. I when you said etymologist, I was like, whoa, I'm like, it keeps happening. I'm somebody that like words are like my thing. But I'm like, man, new words. Oh, that's so cool. Yes. And the roots of words are also very interesting to me. Yeah. The ridiculousness of this whole thing. We have to, what's the proper response? Like, be mean about it? Like, it's already crazy enough. So let's examine how we're relating to this thing.
Ofosu? Can I ask you, do you want me to stop the recording so that I can highlight the people asking questions? Or do you want me to just keep on recording and keep you spotlighted? I'm so sorry.
No problem. Oh, microphone, you have a short. Ooh, okay. I don't have an answer for that. What's the easiest thing to do?
Oh, the easiest is just keep going.
Let's just keep on rolling. Okay. That's cool for me. Yeah. Carolyn, I see you have your hand raised.
Yes. And I thought it was so nice and interesting that you did those quotes from Thich Nhat Hanh, because yesterday a movie came out about him that I watched twice. So, that was kind of on my mind. And then when you did the quotes, it was really wonderful.
Wow, that's right. A Cloud Never Dies. Is that what it's called?
Uh-huh.
Can we still watch that, or was it like one and done?
No, I think it's ongoing.
Okay, yes. So I'm actually gonna go to Plum Village in June. That just happened. Oh, just one of those things like I bought a ticket to France to go shoot some music videos back right when the pandemic happened, and then I couldn't go. So I just had tickets sitting there, and I got an invitation to come out. So all of a sudden, bam. But yeah, I mean, Thich Nhat Hanh, for me, it's like whatever the situation is, there's a Thich Nhat Hanh quote or book that can really, really help you. And I have found this particular teaching about connecting with the child within and using mindfulness as a way of doing that just so powerful. So Carolyn, thank you for that reflection and that reminder. Yeah, somebody asked a question about the about the singer Zen. So Zen, their pronouns are they, them. So that's why we'll be referring to them as they. So Zen is, I was just looking up a song to connect on my Instagram, just like, what's a song about self-love? And I just, to pair with something I was putting in my Instagram story. And then I heard this song. And I thought that it's called Self-Love. And I was just like, this song is absolutely incredible. But I could not find the artist to say. I found them on Spotify, but I couldn't find an Instagram. I couldn't find an email. I had my assistant check. She couldn't find it. So I just finished a 4-part self-compassion workshop through IMCW, just wrapped last Sunday. And I casually said, hey, y'all, if anybody can find anything about this singer, it would be amazing to connect with them. And wouldn't you know, somebody found Zen. And then I reached out to them and told them all about how I've been using their songs in my classes and all that other stuff, and how much I would love to remix their record. And they were totally about it. And now Zen and I are friends, and we're going to do a remix of that song, and then we're going to make a whole nother song. So just Dharma sleuthing from the Sangha led to an upcoming collaboration. and at the end of it, Zen made like a little video comment, like a little video shout out to the whole group. It was just so sweet. Yeah. So I'll post a link to the YouTube of the song, and you should check out their music. It's amazing. Valerie has a hand up.
Hi, thank you for, first of all, I really appreciated during the meditation, the appreciation of my body, because I was realizing I hadn't thanked it in like weeks, maybe months, I don't know. But I also appreciated the reminder to cheer for yourself. And sometimes just getting out of bed is enough, because my mother is getting older, and her health, she's having some health issues. And so my brother and I are both very uncomfortable with this. And so it ends up leading to conflict, like, well, maybe we should do this. No, we should do this. And then sometimes we're in conflict with my mother because she wants to do what she wants to do. And I was thinking to myself, well, is there something I could cheer for myself? But I realized that my brother goes over to my mom's house all the time and does like maintenance things. And, he just fixed her garage door light, like he replaced her garbage disposal. And I clean for my mom every 3 weeks. I go up and I clean for her. And, I take her to the doctor sometimes. And I realize that there are things that my brother and I both do that we can cheer about. And it's not just that we're terrible people because we don't know how to deal with her aging, and we can't fix all of the health ailments, and like that's where I tend to go. And so I appreciated your reminder, like, aren't there things that I can cheer about? And I feel like, yeah, there are things that we can cheer about, like for both me and my brother. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for that just tender and vulnerable sharing. And I just want to kind of hold that for a moment because it's it's that other part of life that I was referring to, is that it changes on you, and then things shift, and there's already an underlying difficulty to the whole thing. So why make it even more difficult? what Thanisaro Bhikkhu said when things happen that are, I'm paraphrasing here, but basically when things happen that are really, really difficult, that is the moment to ask yourself, can I draw any happiness from this? Is there anything in this difficult moment that I can I still find happiness? Can I still find my center here? And that can be almost a compass or a checkpoint for how your practice is going. Like, in the midst of this terrible situation, is there something that I can still derive some happiness from, or even and really not necessarily something externally, but something from within, something from your own heart? So yes, please, Valerie, in that, and for everybody, like, find what you can cheer about, find where the good is. It's always there, some, and usually it's in the simplest things that we're not giving ourselves a shout out for. Yeah, you're going over there and clean. You guys are like being of service. You literally have your own life. You have your own brain and body that you have to deal with. And now you're taking that brain and body to go be of service to your mother. Round of applause. Like, so yeah, it's not, that is the thing to do. It's not, definitely not the thing not to do. That's the thing to do. Yeah. So yeah, suffering is not enough. Yes, we got to do some more stuff. For goodness sakes. What up, Arnie? I see you. Okay, Jackie, and then oh, wonderful. Yeah, Jackie, you have your hand up.
Oh, thank you so much. Ofosu, is that
Yes.
the right pronunciation? Oh,
Yes.
this was such a lovely class. And Hugh said such lovely words about you. He sent us out an email and said, welcome you, and that we would love you. So much of what you said was just so simple, but so profound. The whole thing about how we treat others, and what people feed back to us about why we're such a good friend or parent or whatever. Do that for ourselves. Like, what would I do in this situation if I were talking to a friend? And one of my big lessons is with my son, who we would just fight. And I had these expectations and he would push back. And long story very short, through these practices, I decided the only way to deal with him is to have loving kindness, to just have loving kindness for him. And what is coming back is lovely. We don't fight. I feel he's respecting me and that I'm respecting him, that's coming back at me. And even though I still kind of cringe when the phone rings or when there's a text, I always come back at him with loving kindness. And, Jackie, turn it around, send it back. So simple lesson. And Ofosu, those are the most important ones. That's what Thich Nhat Hanh was. Simple messages and lessons. So, gosh, thank you so much. What a lovely class.
I appreciate that so much, Jackie. Just listening to you share about uncompromising loving kindness being the way you shifted the relationship made me emotional. Like, yes, that's an option. We can actually do that. And then you do that, and then it's like, you can do that. This is a skill set that I have. I can give unconditional loving kindness. Okay, now you're standing there too. So you have the skill, you can give it to yourself. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Jackie. Hey, Arnie. Hey, my friend. It's been a minute. How are you? Oh, you're muted. Hold up, Arnie, you're muted.
We really miss you, man. Heidi and Max and I really miss you, man.
Miss you too,
and
man.
For those of you who don't know, Ofosu does some absolutely amazing work with kids. We have done family camps, and hopefully we'll get back to doing that again.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say something about this ridiculous proposition of life that we were talking about, that I noticed lately when I'm walking in the woods. I have this amazing trail in Rock Creek Park, and I notice what happens is that I get in touch, as I get in touch with the expansiveness of nature, I notice the fear inside of me, that kind of the tremor of fear. And as I expand more and more, that tremor of fear turns into the quiver of laughter just spontaneously. You know, it's just totally amazing. And I see the ridiculousness of my whole situation. It's pretty wild.
It is. I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. I'm right there in the woods with you, expanding out, feeling the tremor, and then expanding out more, and then like, how crazy is all of this?
Yeah.
Thank you for that share, Arnie. I appreciate it very much. Okay, hey y'all, we are coming up on time, and so I think it's probably good to pause here and share, if there, and open it up to the wonderful folks connected to CML to see if they have any announcements. Really briefly for me, I put my link tree in the chat. Maybe there's a follow-up email, and I can send that back out again. Again, I'm going to be doing a music and meditation special event on May 12th at 7 p.m. through IMCW. I'm going to be doing some concerts and stuff like that this year, and all that'll be updated somewhere. And I have a pretty cool children's book that's going to come out on November 22nd called Love Your Amazing Self. So just be on the lookout for that. And yeah. Oh, today's offering is, offered freely. If you are moved to offer what's known as dana or a donation, feel free to do so. I think that someone will post links on how to do that. And the practice of generosity is something that is another beautiful human gesture, something that's beneficial for yourself and for others. And yeah, so anything that you wish to donate, I truly appreciate. And oh yeah, sure, Rachel, I'd be happy to. My email address, yeah, you know what? Oh, short in the mic. Oh, okay, we got to do something about this mic. If y'all want to stay in contact with me, my email address is, it's very simple, happinessiswithin@gmail.com. If you have any other questions, if we didn't get to talk about something today, or let me tell you, if you need somebody to just like be your cheerleader for a second, you email me and I will shout you out. Trust me, I got your back.